Welcome to the NBA 411. I'm Alex Loeb, and what a golden opportunity the Thunder had in Game 3, despite committing fewer turnovers, missing fewer shots, and holding a 10-point lead in the final minutes of the third quarter. By the time the fourth rolled around, OKC simply looked like a bunch of 23-year-olds that are still trying to find their way in the finals. Henry Abbott and John Hollinger have more now on Oklahoma City's downfall and what adjustments the Thunder must make to win Game 4.
The Oklahoma City Thunder have been a low turnover team all playoffs long after leading the league in turnover rate in the regular season. But tonight the turnovers reared their ugly head. They had 14, several of them at critical moments as they lost a second half lead here in Game 3. For Oklahoma City, cutting those turnovers is going to be key because they led the NBA in true shooting percentage in the season. So when they can get a shot, it's usually a great look that leads to points. They just need to get more of them in Game 4.
One big advantage the Oklahoma City Thunder have over the Miami Heat is their bench, which is potent, young, and can score a lot, except in Game 3, it didn't. The Heat bench players were better. Notably inefficient was James Harden, who couldn't buy a bucket. And if the Thunder are going to turn this series around, he's a player who can score a whole bunch of different ways, at the rim, off the dribble, from three. He needs to start doing that for the Thunder to get better.
Meanwhile, on the other side of the court, it wasn't exactly pretty, but the Heat relied on their old standby to carry them in the clutch. Tom Haberstroh has more on Miami's suffocating late Game D and what the Heat look to do in Game 4 to rack up another W.
So how did the Miami Heat win Game 3? Well, they won by playing ugly, UGLY. This is a game that the Heat normally like to play, a grinded-out type game that they had against the Boston Celtics in the Eastern Conference Finals, but this is not the type of game that the Oklahoma City Thunder like to play. The Heat turned the ball over 9 times in the fourth quarter, shot 38% for the game, but they still pulled it out because they played great defense, trying to create havoc in the passing lanes against the Oklahoma City offense. So expect them to go out in Game 4 and try to do the same thing. Their game is playing grinded-out basketball, defensively trying to cause turnovers, and they did that in Game 3.
Thanks, Tom. And finally, before we go, our buzzer beater comes to us from Karl Malone with the new book on the Dream Team by Jack McCallum due out in July. The mailman was asked what he is proudest of, but rather than talking about his gold medal winning experience or being a part of the best pick and roll combo in history, Malone chose to go a different route. The mailman said his greatest moment was, quote, getting the grand slam of sheep. Malone said that in the hunting world, those 4 sheep would be the Super Bowl, the NBA championship, the World Series, and the Stanley Cup all rolled into one. Somewhere Ted Nugent is nodding in approval. Don't forget the NBA Finals continue Tuesday night at 9 p.m. Eastern as Game 4 tips off on ABC and ESPN3. And we know there will at least be a Game 5 on Thursday night, also at 9 and also in Miami. And for all the hardcore hoops fans out there, you can check out our special live multi-screen broadcast online. That's at WatchESPN.com and on smartphones and tablets with the Watch ESPN app and through ESPN on Xbox Live. That'll do it for this edition of the NBA 411. Thanks for watching and enjoy the final.